Hi, I'm James Swisher from the Institute of Industrial and Systems Engineers. Thanks for joining me. A question I often hear is, what in the world are Lean and Six Sigma? Well, let me tell you a little bit about them. They're both business improvement methodologies, and they're both very well recognized across many industries and around the world. But each one takes a slightly different approach to improvement. Now, Lean focuses on creating outstanding customer experiences, and it does that through efficient processes that have very little waste. And because those processes are efficient, you can think of them as lean with no extra steps. Now, the Lean methodology also relies on respecting the people who do the work as experts on how to make that work better. Now, Six Sigma, on the other hand, focuses on creating highly stable, predictable, and consistent processes. It uses a set of primarily statistical tools to improve quality by eliminating process variation. And outstanding performance in Six Sigma is considered to be 3.4 defects per million opportunities. So in that regard, it's a very stable process. Now, because both the idea of having efficient and stable, consistent processes go hand in hand, these methodologies are often applied together, and you'll hear them often referred to as Lean Six Sigma. Now, both Lean and Six Sigma use a belt system similar to martial arts, where yellow belts are those that have a basic working knowledge of the concepts. Green belts expand on that knowledge, and they have lots of extra project leadership skills and some more advanced tool skills. And finally, black belts have demonstrated a mastery of all the philosophies and tools. Now, our most popular programs are definitely our green belt programs, far and away. And earning a green belt now is a great choice. Green belts are seen around the world as leaders in improving processes, and the organizations that they work for rely on these green belts to deliver those special skills and produce fantastic project results. And while not everyone knows what an ISE is or what an ISE does, many industry leaders are familiar with what green belts do. And I should mention that green belts are typically compensated more than their peers without a green belt. I'd like to tell you a little bit about Lean and how it's used. Now, Lean is a business improvement methodology, and it focuses on delivering customer value by reducing waste in processes and respecting those who work in those processes. Lean is all about giving the customer exactly what they want while using only the resources needed. Now, Lean is broadly applicable, and we've seen it applied in virtually every industry imaginable. It's especially popular in healthcare, manufacturing, service, and software industries, but it's certainly not limited to those. So let's take a quick look at some Lean applications. Now, a key philosophy in Lean is visual management. That means making the right things easy to spot and to do, like showing the path of a door swing, or designating a walk aisle, or labeling what bin goes in what location. Lean also encourages designing work cells to fit the process, like this U-shaped manufacturing cell. It uses specific flow techniques to minimize steps and maximize output in a team environment. And those cells can be created in other industries too, not just manufacturing, industries like healthcare. Here's a redesigned patient care environment in a hospital that's been thoughtfully designed to maximize availability and ease of use of all of that complex equipment so that they can treat patients more effectively and save lives. And one of the great tools that you'll learn as a Lean Green Belt is how to lead a Kaizen event. These events, they're focused on a structured approach to solve a problem in a short amount of time. They use tools like process mapping, value stream mapping, spaghetti diagramming, and affinity diagramming. This exercise, you can see a team from Virginia Blood Services redesigned a process, and they reduced their costs by $40,000 per year. Great outcome. I'd like to tell you a little bit about Six Sigma and how it's used. Now, Six Sigma is a business improvement methodology that focuses on minimizing process variability by using the rigorous application of data analytics and statistical tools. Six Sigma is broadly applicable. We've seen it applied in practically every industry imaginable, but it's especially popular in finance, logistics, manufacturing, and service. Certainly not confined to those, but definitely popular in those industries. Let's take a quick look at a Six Sigma application. All right, we've got a manufacturer who manufactures U-bolts. And those U-bolts have a specification of 10.7 centimeters between the two threaded ends. And there's a allowance of 0.15 centimeters plus or minus on that tolerance or on that specification. So we'd like to understand the capability of this process a little more. Is this process doing what we think it should be doing? Is it producing the results we want it to produce? So first we collect some data. Now, in this case, we have 24 samples with 5 observations each, and we can calculate the average and the range for each of these samples. Now, next, we can do a little more analysis. Look at that data just a little further, and we can calculate the grand average, we can calculate the average range, and we can calculate the standard deviation using something you'll learn about in your Six Sigma Green Belt training called a Shewhart constant. Now, once we've got all that put together, the real fun begins. So we can construct first a histogram, which you see on the left side of your screen, along with a control chart and a process capability analysis that you'll see on the right side of your screen. Now, if this all looks like Greek to you right now, I promise you it won't look that way after your Six Sigma course. These are all graphical tools that you'll learn to use that tell us about a process. Now, the histogram tells us that the output is mostly normal or bell curve shaped, and that's good. The control chart tells us that this process is in control. You can see the blue line for the process. It's staying inside those rate control limits. So the process is pretty consistent. Now, finally, the capability analysis tells us something interesting about this process. It tells us that this process is operating at a 1.68 sigma level. Now, what the heck does that mean? We have to decide, is that good or bad? So 1.66 sigma means our process will produce a little more than 84,000 defects per million opportunities. Now, as an expert in Six Sigma, you know that Six Sigma means we produce 3.4 defects per million opportunities. So what do you think? If we compare 84,000 defects in a million opportunities to 3.4, what do you think the idea is here? That's right. We need to work on this process some more. Six Sigma gives us a set of tools to improve this process and then remeasure to see if we've made a difference. I'd like to tell you a little bit about Lean Six Sigma and how it's used. First, let me start by telling you that Lean and Six Sigma are actually two different but highly compatible approaches to process improvement. Because they're used together often, you often hear them as one philosophy, referred to as Lean Six Sigma. Now, Lean focuses primarily on making processes more efficient, while Six Sigma focuses on reducing process variability. Put them together and you can deliver what your customer wants, when they want it, without defects, and very efficiently. Lean Six Sigma can be and is being used in practically every industry imaginable. You name an industry and I guarantee you we've seen Lean Six Sigma applied there. Let's take a quick look at a real-world Lean Six Sigma application. This example comes from healthcare. This particular hospital was struggling with their patient satisfaction scores. And in particular, the domain of staff responsiveness was flat over time and not operating particularly good. Using their Six Sigma tools, they created a control chart and they saw the process was stable, but consistently operating below their goal. So they started by applying some other Lean and Six Sigma tools. They created a fishbone diagram and identified several ways that the process failed. And they were able to use a Six Sigma tool called failure modes and effects analysis to derive 3 key drivers to create interventions around, including poor communications between nurses. Now, taking a page from their Lean tool set, they went to the place where the work is done to talk to the nurses and get their feedback on improvement ideas. In a hospital setting, nurses have many ways that they can communicate with one another. And one proven way of handing off information between an offgoing and incoming nurse is right in the room with the patient. The idea is that the patient has a much better sense of being informed and can be part of their own care process. So this hospital undertook an initiative to change that process. They created a plan and they went to work. Now, as they did their work, they applied some rigorous Six Sigma analytic tools and showed that not only were they improving the patient experience, but they were also reducing negative outcomes for patients like falls and healthcare-acquired infections. In the end, the team took their patient experience results to the 92nd percentile, or the top 8% in the country. And in true Lean Six Sigma form, they were able to convert their work into the language of business, dollars, So they were able to document a savings of nearly $80,000 annually for the hospital. Pretty impressive indeed. I hope that gives you a quick understanding of Lean Six Sigma and how it can be applied. I hope you have a great day and keep learning.